So today's the day of the big race, the EWS in Whistler, and I'm going up to check out the riding. And since the EWS kind of allows average guys to enter the race, like guys like me, my buddy Guillaume is racing the race, so it kind of allows you to see how good the pros are against the average guy. So what I'm going to do is pick a few corners and features and record the average guys going through, and then record the pros going through. And then we should be able to see things like line choice and just overall how strong they are, how skillful these pros are, and just how fast they are. So yeah, I'm really stoked to see the difference. Alright, so let's get started. We're starting on the first stage here on a trail called Microclimate. It's just a bit of a rock roll into a left-hander. So we'll start with the privateer here, basically just going down the rock roll, down the middle of the trail, left turn. Next up we got Jared Graves, basically still down the middle of the trail, but a lot more aggressive and not afraid to smash that dusty berm. Next we got Alexander Cure. His line's a little more interesting as he tries to go as far right as possible on the entrance and completely ignores the berm and cuts to the inside as possible. Next up we got another rock roll. You'll notice that all these privateers are basically breaking down the whole rock roll. And some are even crouched back way over the rear wheel, burning a lot of energy. But our next pro is Maxime Chapuis, and he just sends it down that rock roll like nothing and isn't afraid to use that berm. The next corner is a tricky one because there's basically an inside line and an outside line and nothing in between. Our first pro here is Richie Rude, and he opts for the inside. Greg Callahan with a little dab. Jung Denyod on the inside. And Robin Wallner on the outside with a couple hops. Next up we got a few awkward switchbacks. And then Dimitri Tordo going super aggressive. The next corner you might actually recognize if you've been watching the privateer. Sam Hill actually gives Adam advice on this corner.
Yeah, you come out of that turn and then you've obviously got the split lanes around this tree stump.
Right.
Into a left-hander that sort of gets a bit steeper. That corner's pretty loose, so if you can get out of this turn and take the right-hand lane and stay up on those tree roots sort of against the edge of that moss,
yeah,
it's going to open your turn up a lot more when you drop into that left. Whereas if you came on the left here, you're going to have to take that corner slower, tighter.
Yeah.
Your exit's not going to be as good, which will then slow you down.
So our first privateer does exactly what Sam says not to do. And our second does better, but not quite up on those routes yet. And here's the man himself riding the line he talked about. Most of the pros had very similar lines. Here's Eddie Masters. Here's a somewhat technical downhill right-hander. Here's my buddy Guillaume rolling through. First we got Zach Johansson and Louis Bachmann. Next we head over to stage 2, Crazy Train. The easiest and most obvious line is to stay low and down through the trees, but that's not the fastest line. Cecile Ravenel and Jared Graves show us how it's done. Even choosing a line on the climbs can be tricky. Here the trail sucks you into taking the long way around, when actually you can take a way shorter route to the left, as Lee Johnson shows here. But even the pros can get it wrong, as Maxime Chapuis finds out. A steep chute. Joe Barnes sets up wide over the roots. And Richie Rude just sends it. A tricky rock roll or a ride around. Many of the privateers take the ride around, including my buddy Guillaume. Come on, Guillaume!
It wasn't the line I wanted.
No! But Louis Bachmann just sends it. but so does this privateer. A couple of the lady privateers take the steep chute. And Thomas Laprairie completely rounds out that corner. In this spot, it wasn't obvious which way was faster. The drop off the top,
That was nice. Oh, shit. Come on,
with the line coming from the right. But either way you went, there was a massive hole at the bottom. These U-21 kids are pretty damn fast. Let's watch them give themselves some whiplash.
I was about to say, that was pretty smooth. That was the fastest I've seen through that line. You got this. Come on, man.
Even the pros couldn't agree on which way was faster. But the hole at the bottom doesn't look as harsh anymore, or the pros are just that much stronger.
Yeah. Yes, Sam. Yes,
Anyhow, thanks for watching the video. If you're one of the privateers in this video, I wasn't trying to be super critical or anything. I know I'm making all the same mistakes, and you'll be able to see that in extreme detail when I post my video of the EWS Challenger from the day before.